Hello, I'm Sarah Ann here at WBOC's Historic Studio D. You're watching Delmarva Life.
Oh, can't wait to hear Sarah Ann again.
And just like always, I snuck down here while she was rehearsing.
Yeah.
Oh, it's incredible.
And that's where you always disappear
Yeah,
to on
sorry.
Fridays.
So, where you are from and where you end up can be what seems like worlds apart.
And if you are lucky enough to live a long life, you get to meet people from all over the world and with different interests. That's certainly the case for residents of Homestead Manor in Denton. And the stories you hear from some of these people are quite remarkable.
It's nothing short of amazing what some of the residents of Homestead Manor Assisted Living in Denton have seen in their lifetimes. Each and every one of them has an incredible story about the journey that led them here. Meet Helen Moore. In addition to music, her life is full of art.
Very early, I was just a little kid, and I would get paper anywhere until my father would start bringing it home to me. He'd stop past that type of store.
That love of drawing led to a career teaching other young people who entered her classroom how to express their creativity.
I enjoyed it, and I ran it like a studio, not because people were telling me how to do that. I just thought that's got to be one of the best ways, because when they get on their own, they walk in like a big shot, you know, get their stuff out. So I'd hand out their equipment, and they had to lock it up in their desks, like take care of it, you know. And I think that's a lesson in itself.
Helen was married to a Methodist pastor and was relocated several times throughout Delaware. She also did freelance work, even painted a picture of the Supreme Court for a retiring justice.
I said, when do you have to have it? And he actually said to me on the phone, in 2 weeks. I says, in 2 weeks? That could take 2-3 windows.
Now, in addition to her music, residents here get to enjoy Helen's work as it is displayed throughout the facility.
I've embroidered all my life.
Claudine McClymont, who turns 90 in April, tells the story of her efforts on the home front during World War II.
I worked on airplanes at the Glenn Martin Company.
Claudine installed insulation that kept the planes watertight.
And we crawled from the nose of the airplane. And they wanted me in there because I was small then. And I could go up in the tail of the airplane and rivet and do things like that. And along with really having a good time with the men, I didn't have any women. I worked with all men, and they were wonderful to me, and I learned so much.
When Claudine wasn't working on airplanes, she worked on these dolls.
I love to sew.
Do you?
I don't do fancy sewing, but I've embroidered all my life. My grandmother taught me how to embroider.
And then there is Marion Barton. Marion spent her younger years as a nurse. She says she even scrubbed in for the first open heart surgery at Johns Hopkins University.
To us, another girl was with me from Easton. We were both from Easton Hospital. They had sent us over to Hopkins. And we were brand new on that because we hadn't had open heart surgeries, you know, at Easton. But we knew from movies what they were doing. So we went over to see the real thing.
3 women, 3 extraordinary lives. And sharing those amazing memories is a big part of what they enjoy about living at Homestead Manor.
I have enjoyed my life. I've had hard times, but basically I've had a good time.
And those good times continue today.
Now, Claudine, she was so much fun. She eventually moved to the Eastern Shore of Maryland. In fact, she worked at the Greensboro Post Office for many years. And if you would like to read more about Homestead Manor in Denton, go to our website, delmarvalife.com, and just click on the show tab. I could have stayed there and talked to them for hours.
All day long, just
All
listening to
day
stories. Wow. Well, still ahead on Delmarva Life, she's made her mark in the history books, and now this Dorchester County native is literally making her mark here on Delmarva. How a new byway is paying tribute to Harriet Tubman and the slaves once held captive here.
And later, one of these cute faces could certainly warm you up on cold days like today. We'll meet a few more cats and dogs on Delmarva that still need a loving home. Delmarva Life, we'll be right back.